All right, folks, back to the Genesis project. I think this will be a pretty short one. It's about the power of generosity. I mentioned in the first video on this series that I was planning to make this into a business, and I think that's probably still an apt description, but that kind of led me down a rabbit hole of thinking, okay, well, what is a business? Business implies money. Well, how am I going to make money off of this? And then I thought back to the original goal of this project way back, like 2 years ago, which was generosity, was giving what I had learned and paying it forward because I've had a lot of great people help me through my life, and I want to pay that forward to all the people. Not just people, I don't like the above and below differentiation, but like I know things, you know things, I know things you don't know, so let me share them, right? So it doesn't have to be like a hierarchical thing. Um, Generosity. So the idea of paying it forward. And I think people get confused when business comes to mind. And I'll give you a great example of my own is the Freedom Map. I created it free of charge. I had some I made it free. I made it on Google Maps. It took me like 2 hours, and then it blew up. And so a new friend of mine and a bunch of volunteers came together, and they were like, "Hey, we've got my new friend, anonymous friend." He said, "Hey, I want to give you this website. This is a great idea. I built this website that's basically the same thing. I want to give it to you. I think you'll do great things with it." And so we scaled the website, put a ton of work into it, kept putting it out for free. And, I put a little bit of money into it and a ton of time, and we had a ton of volunteers put their heart and soul into it. But it maintained its free status, and we went to Ottawa and promoted it, and it continued to blow up even with the website broken. Um, and so that was generosity. That was just giving with no expectation of return. And here, 9-ish months later, I've had some we've built a great team around it. We're teaming up with a company called Jabless Jobs, and we're going to merge the two together. But we're going to monetize it. We're going to start charging for it, and that's where I think the lesson here really is you could look at that and say, oh, they're grifting. It used to be free, and now it's not. They're not for the movement. But I think the way to look at it is to ask yourself the question, okay, well, why am I monetizing? Why am I charging what I am? And for us, we came to the conclusion that it's not sustainable unless there's money involved, right? Like we can be as altruistic as we want and give it away. And I think down the road, I think people will become more generous as our society becomes less scarce. But that's not where we are right now. So for us, charging a minimal fee is a way that we can take that money, that energy, and funnel it into growing the movement, right? Because if I'm not worried, if our team isn't worried about starving, we can put all of our energy toward growing the Freedom App and thus growing the movement, freeing more people, from financial slavery so that they can make more money and then be more generous themselves. So same with this project. This project, I am going to give it away for free. And I'm going to ask something of you. And let me know if you think this takes away from the generosity. But I think the theory here that I'm working with is that it actually creates more generosity. And the theory is if you think these videos are valuable to you, well, let's be generous to someone else. Please share them with someone else. Share with one single person. Think about who would most be impacted by this video and share it with them. I don't care if you share with 100 people, just one. Let's make a difference for one. We've already made a difference for me doing this. This is so valuable to me to be able to speak to you. I've already made a difference for you. So let's share it with someone else, one person. And that's going to be my ask for this project. That's the payment, is if you like the episode, share it with one person. Every episode, one person. Thanks, guys. So I'll leave you with that, and I will see you tomorrow.